It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, well, we just one-shotted it, so way to instill us with false confidence.
Hey, if we can one-shot all three, awesome.
We've got the group to one-shot every boss.
All right, let's give it a go. Let's see how we go. Quick ready checks. If everyone's good, I reckon we give it a shot and see what happens. No, we do not need more druids. You are a sub-race that should have been left out on the side of Mount Hyjal.
Oh, burn.
Oh, we'll just leave something.
Oh,
Come back on left-handers, you reckon?
Dodge that. Taunt. Run behind. Run behind.
Stuck on green.
Oh. Firefly, you taunt.
You just stack back up behind him. He does it twice.
Sorry.
Out.
Focus, small lads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that
Firefly, for the foe breaker, you cannot stand with me when I'm taking it, because then you're taking 2. Taunt. Okay, it's phase swap. Get to your side, man, and I'll get to mine. Why do I have both? Oh shit. Nah.
Separate.
Is it?
Okay.
That's why you need more druids.
Firefly. So with the foe breaker, when that first one's coming out, you run behind the boss. Don't stand with me. And yeah, make sure to taunt the ad straight away. Yeah, they won't automatically be on one on each side. You just
It will generally spawn where the markers are. Very rarely have I seen it not.
but they will spawn and just move towards someone.
Takes about 3 seconds for them to spawn from when the boss starts the intermission phase.
So if we both just get to our markers and, yeah, taunt the one closest to us, we should be fine. Because they don't buff up straight away. So it'll give you a second or two to adjust, and then you'll be fine.
Food.
Treaty, yeah. Treaty now.
Who is that? Like, who's sings that?
Yothu Yindi,
Yothu
mate.
Yindi.
Who sings it though?
Yothu Yindi.
We should keep it that way.
Really? Shut up, you love it.
Love is
Treaty,
particularly the wrong
yeah.
word. Okay.
Let's do this, team.
Pre-pot.
Eyes off.
Kamehameha. Oops, wrong with her. Wrong thing. Hey.
Who was calling out the stack and stuff earlier? Because I'll get you to keep doing that so I can focus on the tank stuff.
Alright. Stack
Okay,
on,
move.
boss.
Move 5. Damn it.
I've DC'd.
Need to stack back up.
You've got to move 5.
Yeah, but
Out.
oh hell no.
Focus
Little
small
lads.
lads.
Grab your ad. Good. Perfect. No, leave him towards the middle. You'll empower the little one.
No, you don't. Not on normal.
Oh shit. Ah, no. Ouch. You guys, you got to kill the little ones first. There was one up the back that got to the boss.
Yeah, I was
Oh, no.
trying. I'm back in.
So I'll take the first foe breaker, remember?
Run out.
Oh boy.
Ouchie, what was that?
Okay.
Stack up
Move.
behind him.
Run to the scale, Firefly.
You did tell her though, run.
No, I didn't tell him to taunt though.
She already had aggro.
No, he didn't. He taunted.
And it's a she.
It's all
not a
good.
he.
It's all
Let's
good.
stand in it.
Flamer has hit the entire group.
It is a tricky fight to because you got to be right on point with it. If you're like a millisecond too early, it can just ruin it.
Mass res incoming.
Oh, now you tell us.
Yeah, I know. Mackie Res incoming. We're already done. So good. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. I know, well, we didn't win that one. We didn't throw your Jimbo at the boss. What's going on, guys?
It's
Pick-
true. I
pick
was
up-
hanging back there for a little bit. No one even bothered to grab me.
I know. I was like, shit. Should I? I don't know. Someone else might, and then no one did. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? I thought we were a guild group.
Okay, so for the taunt rotation that we use, basically, there's going to be a taunt for 8 stacks just before the whole 5 process, whatever you want to call it. So instead of taking that taunt, you ignore that and just let the off tank. He might get another 1 to 9 stacks or something like that. It's not a big one anyway. So what you do is the off tank, once the process starts, runs to the group and gets ready for the fell rend or the rend ability. The first tank will take the hit. The second tank will taunt at that point in time, which will turn the boss straight away. Then you take the hit. The off tank will then basically run through the boss, will charge through, and then a little bit further to rotate the boss around. They'll take the second foe breaker, and then the first tank, the main tank, will taunt back, which will force the boss to go back towards the raid. And then the fourth attack happens, and then everyone runs out.
So instead of like me taking the foe breaker, turning the boss, and then they're ready to taunt as soon as that flame rend goes off, we do that, but with the flame rend.
Yeah, so you have the off tank, whoever doesn't take the first foe breaker, taunt the boss to turn the boss. Then everyone gets hit by the rend, and then they run through the boss to the other side. Then they take the foe breaker, and then the main tank will take the second rend. Just a little bit less confusing, and it allows the tanks to be able to get to the right positions a lot smoother.
Okay, we'll try that. So I'll take the first one. So that's generally when it lines up, because of the DPS is pretty good. It generally lines up that I taunt the boss first, then then he taunts, then I taunt, and then it's that. For 2 seconds, I just gotta quickly do something because.
Actually, can we have a quick, just 5-minute break? I was thinking about just having a smoke. If that's alright.
I thought we were on a 10-minute break.
Are we?
I don't know, I've been standing here for feels like an hour.
Alright, well, let's do it then. Let's do it.
Hey, Fire. How's it feel to be a man today, mate?
Man.
So manly.
Was that really a man voice? Really?
Nope.
Holosexual? What the hell is holosexual, Sneak?
Alright, explain.
I think holographic. Holo. It's the best thing ever.
Oh,
it's like
we are having a
rainbow
10-minute break.
sparkles.
10-minute break it is.
And also for the little lads, guys, any CC will also work with them. So if you want to fear them or anything like that, generally speaking, will work.
I
Stuns,
like how
all the
you
rest of
do
it.
the most domestic option, Chaos. You just leave the seat up. I'm like, hey man, you piss your name in the snow and you stare at butts. You're like, nah, leave the seat up. Like a rebel.
Yeah, man. That's what average people do. I don't live near snow.
I mean, I'm the only one at my house. The seat's always up.
I hate it. There you go. She hates it.
Wife and 2 daughters. It's hell.
I
mean, let's be real. It's not hard to aim.
You tell that to my 5-year-old nephew. Holy crap, it is a spray fest.
Like, you tell that to me after a drink.
It's like the
Jesus.
toilet is right there. Why are you going all around it?
It's the challenge.
Yeah, it's challenge accepted.
I mean, we all did that thing in school where you just go to the trough and see how high you could pee and try and get out the window.
What? What? You...
I'm sorry. After being a facilities manager for 7 years, I have to disagree with you.
That's now. You
That's
work as a
now,
facilities
but when
manager
you're in
at
school,
school.
mate.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, holy crap, females have got it all over us boys.
That's mostly because females won't go to public toilets, just as a general rule, so they're bound to be cleaner.
What?
Oh, no,
Female
they're
toilets
not
are
cleaner.
not clean.
They are
no
feral.
fucking way.
It depends where you go. They're right in Sydney.
It's because it's because I hold in farts all day. So.
That's why they talk so much shit. You gotta get gas out one end or the other.
As a facility manager, I have 90 guys and I have around 30 to 40 females at any given time. And our males are a hell of a lot cleaner and respect the equipment a hell of a lot more than the females do.
Again, we have to aim.
I used to, like, I'm a qualified cleaner. I don't do it anymore because screw that. But I dreaded doing the females' toilets because you find, like, tampons, stuff like that. It's disgusting.
Poo all over the walls.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that.
I don't know what they do. Do they, like, slip one in and then write their name in it? I don't know what
Oh.
they do.
Never seen a women's toilet like that
Dude,
before.
yeah.
You must have
Crazy.
been in some pretty dodgy areas.
Yeah, you
Brisbane
live in
Airport.
Redfern.
Yeah, precisely dodgy area.
It's true.
Nah,
Brisbane
women
Airport has a
are
vending machine for
disgusting.
bananas. That's a mess.
Women are disgusting when it's not their toilet.
I don't
When
know.
it's theirs,
I don't
though.
know. We got a fair bit of women in here. What do you guys reckon? Fair bit.
Yeah, which one of you writes your name in poop
Yeah,
on the walls?
yeah.
Which
one?
one of you was it?
Yeah, which one? Dragon.
And I'll be honest, I'm the first man to urinate my name in the snow. That's outdoors.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
you
it's
have to.
outdoors.
You have
Also
to.
in the sand.
You kind of have to. Unspoken
It's
law.
okay because it's outdoors.
Whoa. Look at that. Yo, Jimbo is so lazy he can't even be bothered getting up to dance. Haha, you're Jimbo. Dance, dance till you're dead.
Everyone just stops.
Yeah, they're like, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly-dee. Where's that odd shot guy? Where is he? He's around here somewhere. There he is. Can't see him because he's most of his transmog's all black.
That's racist.
Hydro power. You're green though.
As long as she's not black.
Whoa.
Happy with
She'd be stealing all my potions or some ridiculous shit.
Swapping her baby for a flask.
I wouldn't take that swap. It's fucking shit trade.
What, a baby?
Yeah, I'd keep my flask, thanks.
But you can on-sell the baby to, like, Angelina Jolie. She'll love that.
Where did she come from? Where did she go? Where did she come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Hey, Oddshot, I don't want to alarm you, but you don't use mana potions, bro.
He could. He's like, I like the taste, alright? Yum, nom, 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 nom. How do you think he gets all that deeps out, bro? Secret. Hunters used to use mana. So what are we waiting on?
For the rest of the break, Nat's just making a quick coffee.
Oh. Yeah, gonna have to use another flask. Or where are your flasks?
Like, considering we don't start at 8.
Yeah, considering we didn't start at like 8:30. Yeah. Oh,
I don't.
we've done one boss in an hour and 15 minutes.
True that.
She's coming.
Sticky.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Coffee.
Nah, she's got the coffee. I got the hot chocolate.
Oh, gone the hard stuff, mate.
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm hardcore.
That's
5
it.
seconds to go. I got it.
All right. So in the event that this starts going pear-shaped, I will solo the boss, just like the old days.
Sounds good, mate.
What old days?
The old days.
Yeah, you know, when I used
Yeah.
to solo Avatar all by myself, mate, it was fucking easy as.
When did you do that?
You weren't with us.
Oh, after I left.
Yeah, after you left.
Okay. I was going
And
to
yes,
say.
it wasn't my paladin, but still I soloed.
Yeah, paladins can solo mythic. No,
It's a feast for all the Moonkins.
Hum, 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 hum,
Ooh,
hum.
food.
Oh no. Oh no,
What?
bro.
Cancel.
I just
Ignore
pull
that.
zero.
Ignore that.
ignore it.
Don't pull,
Ignore
don't
that.
pull, don't pull.
Don't do it, fire!
Alright, you're going in. Nah, just jokes. I wouldn't do that to you.
All right.
Did we not pull then?
All good.
Okay,
All good. Go.
this is for pull for real.
This is the real pull. If
Uh,
Koala pulls, you'll know it.
Pre-pot.
mm,
Please don't pull early. Odd shot.
To be fair, he is a hunter.
and to be fair, here's our big DPS. Let him get a few shots in. You do you, Oddshot. You do you.
Okay, get ready to stack, guys. Move, dude. Move.
Stack him.
Okay, taunting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Turn it. Perfect.
Oh, look at that. Synchronized.
Perfect.
What's going on here?
I'm doing my real rock.
I was waiting to throw Yojimbo in there. Damn it.
I thought about it.
Oh, between. Oh, skills.
Okay, he's phasing.
Oh, come on.
Don't
Take
let
out
the
those-
little lads.
Yeah, we know. Just let us dupes. Let us dupes, bro.
Take out those.
Let us dupes, bro.
This is the real pull.
It's a burning ring of fire.
Stack.
Back in.
Is that now rinse and repeat?
Pretty much.
Alright. Sweet as.
Warlock movement sucks.
Come on, with all that cloth, you should be able to move heaps fast, bruh.
Yeah, nah. Stop all the chafing and shit.
Yeah, although you have to wonder about a class that wears its pajamas to a raid.
So just come ready, alright? Don't be so lazy.
Okay. Get ready to stack in.
Ooh. Run away, little girl, run away.
I just get right to that edge.
Yeah.
8% till phase.
And by that you mean those little things come out again?
Yep.
Ah,
Hopefully we can do it before the next thing, but probably not.
odd shot, activate maximum DPS. Go!
Have we heroed yet?
No,
We
so,
don't until next phase.
Okay.
Always
okay,
put it.
stack in,
Stack,
Yeah.
stack.
Oh,
any phase. Perfect.
always putting odd on the spot.
Oh, we were stacking.
Nope.
Yeah, we were, but now
He
it's...
phased.
Oh.
Guys, there's one at Skull out of reach.
Got him.
Good
Yeah.
work, guys. Good work.
He's down.
Nice.
I'm helping the bear. Hey!
Focus the one on Star first,
Oh,
and then come to this one.
I moved because I thought you were talking about your one.
Extra mechanics been added.
And that's just
Okay, in this next phase, when the range drop their things, there'll also be the wake of flame as well. And then it's just rinse and repeat till he's dead.
meow. Oh, who dropped that on me? Oh god.
Range need to spread out a lot more, please. Can we get a green circle on tanks? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stack.
Stack.
On green, on green. How dare he knock me back?
Taunt.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We're all good.
Ruh-roh.
And
Oh.
we've still got a
I love
thing like
being, I love being a monk.
What hero or time what yet?
hero now. Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll move the boss a little bit, I think. Yeah, perfect there.
Do a little dance. Make a little love.
Okay, stack, guys.
Ouch.
And avoid the things. Back in.
Whee!
Thank you.
So good, buddy.
We got this, guys. Awesome work.
Easy mode. Easy mode. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Whoa. Oh, and I got a. Oh, I got a 2-piece. Yo, Jimbo, I got a 2-piece. Hey, yo, Jimbo.
I'm so jelly.
Ah,
Talk to Bronzebeard, by the way, to get to Argus.
Is that even good?
I have no idea. What did you get?
A legendary?
Oh, okay. It's not too bad when you got to do, for fights like Tomb of Sargeras where you had to do the big soak. You can use that then and you can move with it, whereas normally you can't move with it. It's pretty much you're going to be immune to damage. But the moment you try and do something, it'll break.
Oi. I can't even jump out. No.
Okay, talk to the shiny dude.
Just don't come in just yet.
Someone pulled the boss.
what?
You,
Alright, chums, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
You res in here, by the way, so you can just res.
so, Zen meditation. Do I even use that?
Yeah, no, you couldn't. No, you never could.
Ooh, there's a video.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm a bloody watching it.
They're good tank pants. Well, for monks anyway.
That's why I'm rolling on them. Because of that. Crit
Good stats.
mastery.
Oh, I can't see. Hey, you guys are rolling stuff. I'm watching a video. What are you doing?
Crit mastery pants for leather.
Oh,
I may take those. Give me a sec. Let me watch the video.
Yeah. Oh, my 12 wins. Isn't it lower roll wins?
No high roll.
Damn it.
Okay. Alright, so what are the pants? Give me a look. Oh, yes, please. Did I roll well?
Oh, Jimbo, you took him. You took him out the park.
Yes! Yes!
Jimbo.
Yes!
What's going on here, mate?
Alright, who am I trading? Dragon. Dragon!
Last boss back.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's a big boost for me.
Bloody Jimbo, taking all the loots, eh?
Yeah, I'm fine with this. This scenario works for me.
So many leather people in it. Okay. By the
2 seconds.
My item level is now 938.
Ooh.
Oh, nice work. I don't think you want those either, Dragon. Better hand them over.
865.
I don't think they'll fit you.
Yeah, they're a little bit too tight around the waist, yeah?
Yeah. Even though they're shoulders, but yeah, they still seem tight around the waist.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be wearing them around the waist in the first place, so that means you don't need them.
That's right. That's right. Dragon's trying to wear them around the waist. She doesn't need them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, never mind.
I think you stole them, Dragon. I think you stole them from me. That's how I think you got them. I think from now on we'll call you Sticky Fingers Dragon.
Hey, where's Hell?
Bam,
Where is
chicka,
that
bam,
guy? Hell Free Night. Thought it smelled better in here. Jeez.
Oh,
He's probably there going. He's like, right.
mate, he's gonna log on Discord in like 5 seconds.
He loves it. He laps it up.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to kill Agrimar anyway. He doesn't need it.
Has everyone watched the video of this?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna say no.
I'll go watch a video. 2 secs.
Yeah, I'll link it.
It's just
Yeah,
Fat Boss,
like
isn't it?
this is a really hard boss to talk about and go through all of the, because there's 4 different phases that
Yeah.
Argus has, and all of them require quite a bit of mechanics.
It's actually not that bad. I can cover it if you want.
Yeah.
Well, the
Oh, no.
last
Yeah,
part is,
that
well,
boss
the last
talks a
10
lot.
minutes
Don't like that.
is just thoughts and the raid in general and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Fat Boss videos tend to go a bit long for no good reason.
Well, this one's 11 minutes, so...
Hello and welcome to the Fat Boss
Is
Guide
there
to
a shorter
Argus
one?
the Unmade.
that's probably a
There'll
short.
be a Fat Boss 2-minute guide somewhere.
Oh, 2-minute guides, is there?
Generally speaking, there's a Fat. I know there's at least a tanking one.
Baker,
You might want to change that purple one for orange.
Taurus, the Burning Throne.
Alright,
So this-
I'm just going to mute you guys. I'll be right back.
Final encounter is a 4-phase fight and is one of the easier last bosses we've seen in this expansion. If you manage to kill Agrimar, you shouldn't really have too many issues with this boss. The difficulty in this encounter primarily lies in phase 1 and 4, but with solid understanding of the mechanics, it's a boss that really shouldn't take you too long to get down. However, with all that said, there's a fair amount to talk about, so let's jump straight into it and talk about phase 1. Now, the moment you pull the boss, you want to flip him so he's facing away from the raid. The raid will then want to stack directly behind him in a single clump. Every time the boss reaches 100% energy, he'll cast Cone of Death at a random player. By being stacked up, you allow this cone direction to be completely predictable. The moment the cast starts, you want the entire raid to move in a single direction around the boss. Players caught by the cone will take a burst of damage, but as you can see, there is also a ground effect left behind. This Death Fog deals a really high amount of ticking damage, and it is permanent throughout the whole of phase 1. It's only removed once you get to phase 2, so you must get Argus to the 70% health mark before the room fills up with Death Fog. To maximize space, after each Cone of Death cast, you want to reposition next to Death Fog. This will cause some of it to overlap, giving you more room to play in. More Death Fog is also spawned by Soul Blight orbs. These debuffs deal moderate ticking damage, and when they time out, they'll form a small patch of Death Fog under that player's feet. You should place these behind the raid, as this area will be covered by the next Cone of Death anyway. These debuffs at times will however expire as a Cone of Death is cast. In this exact situation, players with the debuff must be quick to move from the cone as their debuff drops. The further away you move from the boss, the more difficult this is going to be. We recommend using personal cooldowns in this situation just in case you're caught out. Just make sure you don't move too early, as you potentially will cause the Cone of Death to be placed in front of the raid, forcing absolutely everyone to move way more than they would do otherwise. Just keep an eye on the boss's energy or boss mod timers and make sure you time your movement. Now, players afflicted with a Soul Blight Orb will need extra attention from your healers when Tortured Rage is cast. The boss frequently casts this ability, and all it does is just a burst of damage on your raid. If the debuff players are not topped and they're hit by a Tortured Rage and even a Cone of Death soon after, or even a combination of those abilities in any order, they will die. We use healing cooldowns in situations where these abilities occur in quick succession. The last thing to note for the raid is the gifts. On a timer, 2 players in your raid will gain orbs above their head, one that's a cloudy white colour and the other that's an electric blue colour. After 10 seconds, the orb will land and stay on the ground for a while before despawning. The player should position themselves so the orbs land in areas that are accessible to the raid. We place one to the right and one directly underneath the boss. Running into the white orb gives you a haste and versatility buff, the blue orb gives crit and mastery. Players should run into whichever orb gives them the best effect. You'll only gain a single stack per orb, but you will receive multiple orbs across the phase. If you're quick, you can stack the buff, and as it's important that this phase is done as quickly as possible, it's important that you do so. Do note, however, you cannot have both buffs simultaneously, so you need to pick an orb and stick to it. The final ability to go over for this phase is for your tanks. The boss will hit you with Sweeping Scythe. This cast deals large physical damage and a cone in front of the boss. It also applies a debuff that increases the damage you take from this ability by 150% and this stacks. You'll want to taunt off each other on 3 and use a cooldown for the second and an even larger cooldown for the third, whilst of course facing the boss away from the raid, rotating him very slightly each time a Cone of Death is cast. Once you've managed to get that all down, you'll transition into phase 2 at 70% health. A storm will now gush around the edges of the room and will clear all of the death fog. It is important that you're in the middle of the room at this point, otherwise the storm will kill you. The moment the storm is over, the tanks will want to move Argus to one side of the room whilst continuing to face the boss away for the Sweeping Scythe. For the raid in this phase, there is only 2 abilities. At 50% energy, the boss will apply Soul Burst debuffs to 2 players. This long debuff deals a small amount of ticking damage. When it expires, it will explode, dealing a burst of damage to the player and to the entire raid. However, the damage to the raid is reduced by distance. The moment you receive the debuff, you must run to the edges of the room, as far away from the raid and other Soul Burst players as possible. Healers should hot these players up just to keep them healthy, and after you explode, you should just return to the raid. At 100% energy, the boss will apply Soul Burst debuffs again to 2 players, but you will also apply Soul Bomb to 1 player. This new Soul Bomb works the same as the old Soul Bursts, however it is far more potent. This player wants to replicate what the previous players did with their Soul Bursts, however they're going to die without help since the damage is so much higher. Fortunately, throughout this phase, one of your tanks will be buffed with Avatar of Agrimar. This buff creates a small zone around you. Any damage done to players within the zone will instead be directed to you. This buff also gives you 100% more health and additional movement speed. The moment the Soul Bomb player is out of the raid, the buffed tank should follow him and stack. This will save the Soul Bomb player and they can safely return back to the raid. The tank may want to use a cooldown here just to make sure they're safe. To ensure that all players with debuffs are spread out, you want to place 3 markers evenly spread at the edges of the room.
It is limited, you can heal the tree, but it is also fairly lenient. You can get quite a few extra reses from it.
You can, but I'm preparing for the worst. What happens is, say, someone doesn't run the bomb out far enough and wipes the whole raid, we all revive, that's pretty much the tree done. Even you can put as many heals as you want, but the tree.
If someone doesn't run the bomb
limited.
out, it's a wipe anyway. It doesn't matter what you do. That's nothing to do with the tree. That's just if someone fucks up that big bomb, you might as well wipe it anyway.
They're saying the one with the big bomb, the tank with the buff or something, goes with
Yeah,
it?
one of the tanks gets an avatar buff.
Yeah. I was just watching it then. Yeah.
Generally speaking, your battle reses are generally used for tanks or healers anyway, not for DPS.
Yes, that's the one thing we're going to look at trying to do. And if we've got to use it in the first phase, then that's a wasted res, in my opinion. It's not that hard of a fight. It is easier than any of the fights we've had problems with. Like Coven is harder than this.
The
So
issue with this is that there's just so many mechanics to remember.
Yes, there's 4 phases. That's the issue with it.
Once again, as all fights, it's better to learn on the job than it is to try and read your way through it.
Yep, I reckon too. Let's buff up and boogie.
No. They're still got to explain a little bit, or else you're going to die to the first cone of death. You can't go in blind. It's just we're going to explain a couple of things, just not going in. Not going to sit here for 15 minutes explaining it.
I just watched the video. It's all good.
You did heroic, Argus, 100% blind.
Yep, wiped 4 times and figured stuff out. I'm just not saying we should go in blind, but it's doable on normal. If everyone's watched the video, this should be pretty sweet anyway. Like, we're not going in blind. Everyone here's seen the video.
Okay. Then, just quickly, everyone at the same time, say what way we're moving for Cone of Death.
Right.
Right.
Always right.
I'm gonna say left just to be different.
Also, you should
You
all
are
stack up
different.
because the closer you are to the front, the less the cone actually spreads, and it's even easier to move.
Yeah, the way that my other
Okay,
guild
Soul
does
Blights,
it is
where are they going?
at the back.
You want them to go to X, but they can go anywhere on the edge.
No, Soul Blights. First phase. You want
To the back
them-
of the room.
You don't want to be
In a line
same with-
behind the group along the side of the cones.
No, you don't want that. Because if he does Cone of Death, you've got to run all the way there. So if you get Soul Blight, run off
It's
to the
perfectly.
side.
You can do it. That's what my horde.
Okay, if you run off to the side with the Soul Blight and he targets that person with cone, you're going to
You
trap
do
the rest
not
of the group.
You do not get targeted if you have Soul Blight.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yeah,
you
you do.
don't.
Yes, you do.
Seen
I've
it.
been targeted before by stuffing up mechanics, and consequently whacked the whole raid.
Even in heroic, none of the Soul Blight people have ever been targeted with Cone of Death.
Well, you're very lucky.
So if we're all stacked up, say in a line here, drop Soul Blight out here, so he'll do Cone of Death there, but you only have to move there. But if you're all the way back here, you have to run all the way like that.
The moment you put it out to the right, you stuff up the alignment for the next Cone of Death.
Yeah, look,
So
all
you
you
put
gotta
it
do
behind the
is-
raid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
you
do
put
with
it
the cone
behind the
is
raid.
stack here.
Everyone else, see this blue mark right here in front of where I'm jumping? Everyone else has to be in front of that, basically. And then you run it out behind here as far as you can get. And it works. Like, this is exactly the way that my guild on Horde have done it every single time. And we've never had an issue until people have been running it out to the side.
Because they've also got the problem, if they run it down to the side and drop it, they've no longer got the debuff and then can then be targeted with the cone while they're running back.
Okay, so I watched a video, a very, very quick video. Seems simple enough. I'd hate to be a fucking tank for this fight, so I'm glad it's on you, Koala.
It's easy.
Taking one of the easier responsibilities for this fight, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Alright, so everything seems pretty clear to me, so...
Yep. Any AoE stuff that drops on the ground, throw your Jimbo into it. Gotcha, let's go.
Yeah. 1 second, what I'll do...
Can we get the crit mastery one at the front and the haste versatility one at the back, please?
Okay, I just linked a shorter video than the one that was there up in Discord. It's not a bad guide. It makes it fairly sort of simple and explains to you what you just need to look out for and then what you need to do when you get all the debuffs and the orbs and how to handle the cones and shit. So, yeah, if someone doesn't want to watch the big one, then there's the shorter guide there, which only takes 5 minutes to watch in reality.
Okay. Don't drop the buffs onto the group. let people have a choice of what they want. So if you drop it a little bit to the right, on the second time the buff's out, do not grab the buff until he does the cone, because it overlaps, and that's when you'll cause the cone to drop in the wrong place. Okay, the big soul bomb is going to green. The other two are going to orange and X.
And in fourth phase, soul bomb goes to X.
Sorry?
Fourth phase, the final phase, soul bomb
Yes.
goes to X.
Yes.
From what we've noticed on my other guild is healers will mostly be targeted with soul bomb, though it can do other ranged, but just healers, be very careful. Make sure you look at what you've got.
Yeah. Alright, we ready?
Yep.
Yep.
I'd get on my shoulders, we'll do maximum deeps, bro. Come on, let's go. I bite his ankles, you bite his head. Yeah.
Everyone stick up behind the boss.
Taunt.
Stack up close to go.
Yeah, try not to drop those on the raid. Let people choose.
Everyone move right.
Yeah, one of them just got put there.
Sorry, that might have been me.
So everyone needs to be right on the edge of the cone that's already down.
Here it comes.
Because we're going to run out of space otherwise.
As soon as he starts doing the animation, that's when you can move.
Don't drop them on top of each other, please.
Taunt.
Everyone moving closer.
Firefly, turn the boss a little bit.
You're going to want to get area of.
Okay, there's no reason for anyone to be not alongside the current cone or be out further back than this ring around the boss.
Someone res me?
Next phase, we should res.
Okay.
You're dropping as a healer for no good reason.
So you want the hit?
People are moving too early and not standing close enough. Guys, you really got to stand right at the edge. Like if you're not on, basically if you're not standing on the black or very close to it, you're too far out. Because it keeps causing big groups like that.
Basically, by the end of this phase, you should have no more than about just over a quarter of the room covered.
Yeah. It's about to hit 70% anyway.
Is it 69?
Okay, if we end up with the battle res, can we get odd shot up?
Or do you want a healer?
Do the DPS.
No, you're definitely going to want a healer.
Alright.
Turning boss.
Where are you moving to?
Skull.
Is there anyone going to be for the healer?
Okay, I'll hold boss until
I've got it.
Cheers.
bombs up. Okay, move to green.
Jimbo, go to green.
Green, other way.
Move the boss back to skull.
Fire, dragon, take it back to skull. Yeah. Keep your face away from the raid. So the idea here is to have the first tank take 2, and then run out. Do the taunt swap after 2.
Shu, was I out of your healing range, dude?
No, you're right, man.
I'll hold boss. Firefly, I'll hold boss. You'll got this one. Start moving to green. Move to green. Okay, come back. Take boss. I got boss.
There'll be a taunt swap.
Too close to one another.
Okay. I got boss. I got boss.
Okay, I got a soul bomb. Where am I going?
Green.
Green.
Far side, man.
Big
Far
one
side.
green, little one's red and orange.
Okay.
Move out of that stuff.
Ah, shit.
Okay, we'll just keep going just so we can see more of the mechanics and fight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We've got 45 seconds to a res.
Yeah, we've got 4 down though.
Get on.
You're up. Big heals on me.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to get on that. Adrian Shu's mana's still pretty decent.
You could turn the boss a little bit more. Yeah. Sweet. How long have you got left on?
Yeah.
3 seconds for a res. Someone want to get on up?
Yeah, I think I'd be best.
At 2.
Yep.
It's at 2. You're
the buff
taking
needs to go green.
sides.
Someone get on up?
Mage, can you move in towards the boss, please?
Heal on, yeah, cool.
Rather than use bomb, guys.
Got boss. Everyone move to skull, or else you're gonna die. Okay, I'll take the daggers. If you can take the sword.
The sword you want to leave in the center and not drag it to any of the other ads, or it'll out in range the ad it's near.
Yep.
And if you're able to interrupt Celestial Beacon, don't interrupt anything else.
Cosmic Beacon.
Cosmic, sorry. Yep.
If you have Cosmic Ray, just stand still. Everyone move out of their way.
Find one that your
I've got the
damage type
daggers.
is.
You've got the sword. You've got the sword. Yep.
Each one will have a damage type that is unique to you. That is your best DPS.
Is that including heals?
Yeah, there'll be like a nature one or something.
Am I supposed to be killing it?
No.
How long until next BR?
4 minutes.
4 minutes, okay. You get your
It's
Jimbo out.
Berserk in 3, so it's
Ah,
around.
okay, yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah, so
Cosmic Ray. Cool.
once you've killed
That's
the one
gotta get
that
interrupted.
you're
No, Ray doesn't.
Once you've killed the one that's your buff, come to the dagger, and there'll be 2 there always, so you can kill 2 at once, and that way we can quickly eradicate them.
Yeah, not Ray. You interrupt the beacon, not the Ray.
Yeah, Beacon needs to be interrupted.
Yeah, no.
That's okay.
That's a what?
I refuse to let the bear die while I have mana.
Same. An odd.
How about you don't run that onto me, you penis?
Yeah. Gee. Oh.
It's alright, we hit the enrage.
Grrr.
That's what
Right.
they look like when they're casting beacon yellow there.
Do you want 4 healers?
I was actually going to ask, do Dragon and Iridiana have a DPS spec? And I can go to my main spec?
I don't think it was a healing issue. People died in phase 1.
It wasn't a healing issue.
No, it was phase.
but it,
No,
issue
phase
here
2.
is nobody's interrupting beacon. That's what's killing everyone here.
Oh no, it was what long ago. We just kept going because like there was 4 people down at one point, and it's such a small raid group. 4 people's a lot.
No, I was simply asking simply because like I'm happy to go DPS. In you know, if it's going to be easier in terms of not hitting that berserk timer, because the 3 healers we have, Iridiana, Dragon, and Holy, are top tier healers, whereas I'm sort of a Gumby. So
You honestly don't want more than 3 for this size group, and even
Yeah.
then, you probably want to. The damage isn't a lot if people do the mechanics. That's the thing with this fight. If you're doing mechanics, the damage is pretty much to the tanks and the Soul Blight people, and that's it. That's easy to manage.
Yeah.
There's no AOE other than the mechanics.
okay, so I'll switch to deeps then, if everyone's okay for that.
We've got a healer in Deep's got to go.
Alright, I'll switch
Yeah,
to
we have
deeps.
hit 2 out.
If it's only the 2 that have to go, we can probably do it. A couple more attempts.
Yeah, 'cause stupid can heal.
Yeah, because it's not really a heal issue. It's mechanics. And I'd love for people to see the 4th phase.
Yep.
If we can't do it, that's okay. 10 or 11 these.
how many are leaving?
Me too.
Yeah, sorry guys.
And
I'm
mage.
really hungry.
No, you're right.
Concentrate.
Yeah, so mage, healer, and odd shot, I think is going.
If Iridiana wants to go DPS, Drago and I can 2-heal this.
Have fun. I'll be back later.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, because odd's gone. We just lost a big DPS as well. So we need a.
Well, does anyone have a tank spec? I could bring my feral girl.
I can jump on the mist if we need to. Or Lith, either one.
What do you want Jimbo to?
No, I don't really want to tank this.
I'll put a coffin down and I'll go grab one of mine. Both mine will be fine for this.
Just don't kick him out of the group until after we've summoned him in. Don't leave group either.
No, I'm not.
You jumping on Mist, are you?
No, I'll probably jump on Lith actually.
Okay.
Good damage from that tank. Or better damage.
I think they're both on par at the moment, but like Lith is like 20 item levels lower. Stupid.
Yeah.
Doing that TOS the other day with that Demon Hunter, I was completely jealous. I will say that. In the end, I worked out threat wasn't so bad by the end of it, but I still couldn't compete with DPS.
Oh, I just sent the invite, sorry.
Cool. Summon me in, please.
No, before we look.
Thank you.
Anyone else need a log? Was that it?
Did somebody else need a summon?
No, I think that's it.
Can someone share the quest to kill this guy for us, please?
Yeah, if someone has it, that'd be nice.
I've already
Done
done it.
Hang on.
And can I get assist as well, please?
You like my new staff something?
The purple one, very nice. Wait, that's not you.
Alright, so pick tabs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to be a small pain. Can we have all... no, never mind. Doesn't really matter.
Just let me know when you want to innovate, Keiji.
Oh yeah, respect. I don't need innovates anymore.
Did you look at the quest?
I want his scythe so bad.
Food.
Thanks. Hey, you're not out.
No quest. Boo.
So when we
Oh, well.
in phase 2, when we get that small orb, we just take it to circle or triangle.
Actually, I was going to ask, can we change that around? Because the person who gets the large one gets a circle on their head. So it's better if the large one gets matched up with the circle pillar, or whatever it's called.
Oh.
So circle going to circle, essentially.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That's good.
And it would probably help something Son, Mist, and I, because we're all so used to going to circle.
There we go.
But now it's on the right.
I'm not worried about where it is. It's just as long as the markers are the right ones.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Isn't green meant to be purple? Because you get a red, purple, and orange.
Well, generally we don't actually use marks for the two small ones. We just say they've got to be on the other side from the large one and spread apart from each other and away from the group.
All of DPS is literally on his butt for pretty much most of the fight until phase 4, where they spread out a little bit to assist in the handling of the balls that spawn.
Mm-hmm.
How about we just do this? As long as you're around purple and like out that way,
yeah,
you should be fine. Like just head out towards those two, just away from the raid, basically. It's 45.
Alright, so what are we waiting on now?
Nothing, I think.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So if you get the big ball, you go to circle. Yeah.
Yep.
One more thing. Drop the buffs a little bit to the right. Don't drop them on the group because not everyone wants crit and mastery or hasten burst. They want the ability to choose.
And not on top of each other either.
And not on top of each other. So put crit mastery just beside at the front, and then haste burst just back a little bit. But
yeah, if you just use that ring that's around him currently, that's a good way to lay it out.
Yeah.
It's also really good if I'm pretty sure the melee box on him is huge, so everyone can just stack on that ring. Then again, I've never melee, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stay out of range where you belong.
Yeah, so all right on his bum. There's no reason to be spread right
Top of the
out.
ring.
Yeah, melee range right here on the ring around him.
Come on, please.
Move it to the right. That's not to the right. Damn it.
Taunting.
Line up with everyone. Don't be to the side.
Move. As soon as he does the thing, you can move. The animation. Move. Use soul burst. Damn it.
Okay, that's bad.
Should still have melee range right on the edge of it.
Nope.
I'm hitting him with my staff.
Got it. Soul Blight Orbs, get out. Got it.
Gift of Sky, moving it slightly off.
Move out.
Move
Soul
your
Blight
soul
back,
blight
not
out.
out.
Move. Oh.
Got it. I'll keep it for now.
We should get
Everyone
dragon
in?
out. Someone raise dragon.
Okay, moving it to skull in 5. Leave it with me for a little bit. Okay, Torn, please.
Oh, shit, that hurt.
Taunting. Next one will be on you, Dragon, for the thing. So what I'll get you to do here is I'll get you to taunt as soon as your debuff's gone.
That's
So
Firefly, not Dragon.
Firefly, sorry.
I've got the debuff. I need somebody here on circle.
Yep, okay, go. Go, just go. You'll need a race over there. So raw.
Can we get
Taunt.
a green circle?
Taunt.
Thank you.
Taunting. Taunt. Thank you. Taunting.
Oh, he loves me. Little one does not want to go to Oring. I need a tank.
Yep, I have everything to say. Taunt. Taunt. Just go deal with that orb. I'll keep it.
With the diamond, move over to the left a bit more.
As soon as you can, taunt though.
Stay here. Stay here. Now go to the middle.
Alright, Firefly, grab whichever one you see, just grab it. Doesn't matter if we grab them both on one, we can always taunt one off the other. We just don't want them to take out DPS or healers. You're better off putting a little bit of aggro in on 2 or 3 of them.
How do you know which is which?
You won't until they about 8 seconds in.
I think we just focus one down, don't we? Don't we just focus one down at a time?
Hey, taunt one from me.
Whoa, add aggro.
Yeah.
Sorry. My taunt was on cooldown, so I got the other one.
Someone got BR?
Jimmy.
Nope.
Cosmic Beacon on the far side square. Square still got Cosmic Beacon.
And it's off.
Shit.
Cosmic Beacon on Moon. And on Circle. I'm grabbing Circle.
Grab. Yep, they're off.
Missed it.
Two beacons going off. Beacon on Star.
Who do you want res?
DPS. Doesn't really matter as long as it's DPS.
See if you can get Lewd Brand or something new up.
Triangle needs interrupting.
Get Lewd.
Something needs up.
Welcome back, something. Can I get a innovate?
Cast.
Square needs interrupting.
Tanks down.
All good.
And a minute
Focus time.
30 to Berserk.
Let's push him into phase at least.
Out.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, taking so long because lot died pretty quickly.
And losing people to the basically Soul Blight / Death, whatever it's called, and
Yeah,
Deathlog, I think, and
melee.
bombs on the second phase.
And a couple of us got melee to death.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I got.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got that aggro. Remember?
Seemed to be fairly melee heavy. I don't know if that makes a difference. But we ended up having to spread out simply because the beacons were like we were all on one side of the raid and the beacons were going off on the other side of the raid, and that was half the drama that we were having. So then DPS spread out, and then yeah, it was just taking too long. Do we want to call it a night or what?
good to see the boss fights. Well, I should take something away to next week and think about it.
Look, I mean, we've seen it, right? We know what's there. There's a video. There's 2 videos posted up in Discord. If those who haven't watched it should watch it. I'm happy to call it there for now because I don't want us to sit there and just keep going and then get stressed and aggro and shit like that. So for me, I'm happy to call it, but I'll do another one if you guys really want to do another one.
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever. Doesn't worry me.
I think we've seen what we need to.
Yep.
I think wait till we've got a full group.
Yeah.
We're pretty light on at the moment.
Yep.
So I think.
And the 4th phase, like if you watch the video on that fourth phase, it really is just a burn and don't stand in shit by the look of it.
Yeah.
And then you res at the tree, and then you come back, and then healers have to.
And while you're dead, you've got to collect orbs, but
yeah,
I don't like
Ideally, the only people that should be dying in that last phase are people who get the large soul bomb, whatever it's called.
Yep.
And unfortunately, it always targets healers, as far as I've seen.
The what was it? The video that I watched said that in that last phase, tanks pretty much just keep taking it until they die.
That's a heroic function.
That's the heroic,
Oh, that's a heroic function.
It drops off in normal. It's
Okay.
easy mode.
Alright.
Alright, so
I think
calling
once
it
we
there,
get to that, yeah.
Alright.
I think if we have like a full raid group going into that, I think we'll smash it easy.
Yeah.
We've got the
Yeah,
group
thank
to do
you.
it.
Is it worth saving it and carrying it over? I personally think
No.
we should just let it lapse and then farm again.
Farm.
You always
Because I
want
don't
that
think-
gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
10 of 11. So awesome work, guy.
We're progressing.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing.
And we one-shotted Coven, which I'm really happy about.
That was good. I must admit, that was really good.
Yeah, that was a great start.
Yeah.
So we did really well.
I just think that, like, with Coven, I think it was built up too much to be this impossible boss, and it's not.
Look, it has its moments. Don't get us wrong. We didn't
we
one-shot it.
If we did it last night, like we did tonight.
The thing with Coven is you need meticulous planning and everything like that, and then it's easy. But if you go in and you just like try and wing it a little bit, that's when the problems come. But I think we did well tonight. We got Agma down.
Yeah. Well, everyone knew their role. Everything was explained really well. The call-outs were perfectly timed. I don't think there was any major issues. So.
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much for allowing us to tag as normal, guys, and we'll catch you next week.
No problem.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.